South Africans continue to celebrate Heritage Day. A debate has been sparked over really how to refer to the 24th of September. Now, while some embrace it as Heritage Day, others prefer to call it Braai Day, reflecting the nation's love for grilling food. But it does raise the question, rather, what role does food play in defining our heritage? How do the dishes that we enjoy, really connect the diverse culture that makes up South Africa? Well, Chef Junior Kotane from 1947 restaurant in Vilakazi Street in Soweto joins us now. Chef, good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
I am so happy. I've had great mornings, but this is one of my best because you brought us quite a few treats here. Talk to us about what you've brought. Let's start there.
So we'll start with our very famous oxtail that we serve at our restaurant, which people flock in for,
I'm sure,
in numbers.
Yeah.
Served with some dumpling. We've got sheep trotters, served with pap. Umleko, which is a hard-body chicken, served with samp. We've got some chakalaka, we've got some spinach. Obviously, all of this has to go with a bit of chili as well.
Yes.
And then we've got our lamb curry with some basmati rice over there as well.
So talk to me about this. Talk to me about 1947, the restaurant, and what Heritage Day generally looks like at the restaurant.
Man.
I can imagine the crowds and then the most popular dishes.
Of course. So Heritage Day is crazy. It's
I can imagine.
It's a mad show. But it's beautiful. It's colorful. I mean, it's so nice to walk out the kitchen and just see everybody repping their heritage and their culture. But from outside in the kitchen, it's business as usual, and we strive to make sure that we put our best foot forward. Yeah.
What are the big meals, the favorite orders on Heritage Day?
Oh, it's what we have right here in front of us.
Really?
The traditionals will be a main forecast for us, and yeah.
Okay, I'm really interested in the tastes, right?
For sure,
and we're going to taste a little bit later. I might steal a little bit now, as I have done before. But I'm interested in the hard body. You know, hard body umlekwa.
Yes.
Yes. Is such a fan favorite, but people, I think, struggle with the cooking of it, to be very honest with ourselves, right? Like how long it should be cooked for, what's the best way to get that meat slightly tender, but not so tender that you lose that traditional thing about it, right?
Yeah. So umlekwa is actually not much of a challenge. I honestly believe, first and foremost, with flavors that let Mother Nature do her work.
Yes.
So we don't alter too much of the flavor profile of the actual ingredient. And it's just a matter of just keeping an eye. Obviously, you have to taste.
Yeah.
Why I don't have a belly, I don't know. So you just taste and you check if it's at a proper serving quality.
Yeah, and then the chakalaka must be there. I mean, that's a firm
of course,
favorite.
that is standard.
You know,
even for braai,
it's not a chakalaka. It's not a traditional South African meal without chakalaka. The ingredients that a chakalaka must have, because I've seen people play around with it, and
of course.
get quite creative. I must tell you, I'm quite the staunch, carrots, peppers, and beans.
And that's exactly what we have.
That's
over
it. Yeah. No, it's and the spice level, because not everybody likes it too spicy.
Well, look, those are trade secrets, so can't reveal too much.
Okay.
I'm joking.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we try and make it spicy but palatable, so that it's not too overwhelming for anyone, because we feed masses, so it needs to be somewhat palatable for people to consume. And if they want it more spicy, then you can just add some chili to it as well.
I must tell you, our culture around food in the democratic South Africa has got me so excited, because you've got the big retailers that are now starting to realize that people want pap. In South Africa, right? And you've got restaurants like yourselves, very, fancy restaurants, that are realizing that people want pap.
Of course.
Even in our restaurants. And the market is huge,
It is crazy. It is so crazy. You'll be surprised. I honestly, when we started 1947, a good 3-4 years ago, I did not expect such a massive turnout, especially for traditional foods. It blew my mind. For the first month, actually, we obviously had a few challenges here and there, just adjusting to the demands. But obviously, we've got that smooth. But it was really shocking for me, especially as a chef who was traditionally from the north of Johannesburg. So coming into Soweto and going into that culture was was hectic, but beautiful at the same time.
Yeah, like I said, the big fast food retail joints now also starting to sell pap, which I think is just so fascinating. But then what you've got on Vilakazi Street is that you've got a celebration of our food, our culture, and also our history. And so you've got a massive international community as well that comes down to Vilakazi Street to learn a lot about us. From the international visitors, what's the meal that most surprises you that they like, right? Because I think certainly the oxtail, that you can understand, but umleqwa, the giblets, what happens, you know, moments that you get to see our food through other people's eyes. Talk to me about those.
So that's one reason why I personally got into the industry, to see that someone enjoy it, see that sort of get like an instant gratification.
Yes.
Because this is art. This is a certain level of creativity goes into what we make. So seeing them enjoy it is beautiful. But the trotters is something people are sort of afraid to try, but once they get into it, they just
Is it because you tell them of the body parts and then they think, wait, hold on, what are we eating?
Well,
right?
So usually our international guests have like tour guides that accompany them. So then they explain what happens, and our waiters also then explain where it comes from, what part of the body of the animal it comes from as well. And you'll see the expression change as feet. But once they dig into it and they put their spoon into it, trust me, they enjoy it so much. Oh my gosh,
I'm starving. Give me a little bit of a taste there. I'll taste just a little bit of the oxtail. And then, of course, we've got Aldrin, who's also downstairs. We've been going, we have a braai going, and also our expo is up on social media, where we want to hear whether you really still see the significance of Heritage Day. But more than anything, I'm also keen to hear from you what you're wearing, what you're cooking, what your Heritage Day celebrations are looking like for today at Newzroom 405, and then activities that you guys are getting up to today at 1947?
Cooking.
Cooking. All right. And operating hours, what time are you guys open?
We are going to be open from 12 o'clock today, and we close at around about 10 p.m., 11 p.m.
Okay, great stuff. That's on Vilakazi Street. Let me taste just that quickly.
Oh, for sure.
This
Go
is
for
really
it.
good because simply can't wait. And then as I taste, we'll also check in with, let me pass that fork there. We'll also check in with Aldrin, who's got the braai meat going downstairs. And I won't feast. I'll be a lady and taste a little bit. But Aldrin, what have you got going on down there your side?
I tell you what, Naledi, I'm exactly like you. I want to dig in right now, but unfortunately I have to do an interview, so I don't want to do an interview with my mouth full. But here you have the meat. The meat is done. It is fresh off the braai stand, and Chef P is joining us to take us through the meal. But remember, earlier on, the focus was, of course, on the meat. Very important. It's not a braai if there is no meat.
Absolutely.
You know, it's not a braai if there's no meat. But then there's also the other stuff. Like, for instance, the pap.
Yes.
Chef P.
Yes.
So how do you decide what goes with what?
Okay. So obviously the pap being the base, the starch of everything. So maudla, kuzowela, phezulu la.
Yeah.
So and then you have the sides which complement the different types of meats as well.
Yeah.
So you can't just have a braai without your sides and your starch. So very important.
We have the chakalaka. Naledi in studio, they have chakalaka as well.
Yes.
I wonder what the history of chakalaka is. But I've seen like how it has been improvised over the years as well. Tell us about your recipe.
Oh, okay. So basically, we used the old school recipe and just added a few spices to it. And I think back in the day, they never used to add so many spices. But now we spice it. You can add chili as well. You can add whatsoever flavor you want it to come out like. So ours is basically with cabbage, beans, peppers, garlic, lots of garlic. I love garlic. Lots of garlic, a bit of chili, and a hint of lemon. So that's how.
And the
we
hint
made
of lemon.
ours. Yes.
Then you have the famous beetroot. And I was asking Chef P a bit earlier on, like, what happened to the old school beetroot? You know, the one yaga koko, le ene vinegar no sugar. But I see the chutney one is the one that's more trendy.
I know.
It is delicious. But what happened to Gogo's beetroot? Like, I don't know if you can quickly zoom in. If you can quickly zoom in onto the beetroot and just look at that beetroot. So it is in cubes. Yaga Koko was great.
Can we just move with the times, please?
So tell us about this beetroot.
Okay, so we basically, it's fresh beetroot, not bottled, not canned. So fresh beetroot boiled the night before, kept in the fridge, marinated in vinegar. So it still has that nice, yes.
Oh, so
we still like let it sleep over in vinegar. So drain it out and then add the chutney. So it still has that Gogo's touch.
It still has
It's just
Gogo's
that we
touch.
added a bit of it's manje.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm going to taste the beetroot and then I'm going to give you guys feedback on whether I can.
Do you wanna taste it?
Let's try it out quickly.
Okay.
Before we go on to the other stuff. So this is beetroot yes manje.
You've got to move with the times. It is. I mean, tell me, it is good. Isn't
it is good.
Yeah. Can you taste the lemon?
Is that?
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Everything that's tangy is thrown together.
Okay.
So there's lemon in there as well. Then the potato salad, very important as well. Potato salad with mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it just plain mayonnaise?
It is just plain mayonnaise, old school. That one we stuck to a coco.
Okay, then well done.
So we didn't add anything. We didn't leave anything out. Just basic potatoes boiled. And then what's this? Salad cream, and that's it. Yeah.
Okay. And then we have, is this a salsa, right?
Acha salsa.
So this is an acha salsa.
Yes.
So it has I see the tomato there. I see, of course, the acha itself.
Yes.
And then you have cucumber in there as well. What else is in there?
Tomato, onions, peppers, garlic, a little bit of chili as well. Never leave the lemon.
Never leave the lemon.
Never.
You love the lemon.
I love the lemon, but also I need to somewhere to slimenyana. Somewhere, somehow, you know. Slimming agent.
Listen, I'm not a clinician, so I cannot attest to what Chef P is telling you. She knows the pots, she knows the ingredients, so perhaps maybe there's something to it. But later on we're going to be tasting some of the food as Naledi is coming down with Chef Junior, who will be joining us from restaurant 1947 in Vilakazi Street. And yeah, amazing. I know that many people at home are like, geez, I would love to be here.
Right.
Yeah, unfortunately, we are going to taste on your behalf. We're going to take a quick ad break and